predict. Yeah, I'm Tony. You can see the Tony present every day. I'm not sure if it's arranged. But anyway, different Tony. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm Tony Low. I'm charged with the TDI group in AMI Taiwan. The TDI stands for Technology Development and Integration. So mainly for the features development and integration, include architecture dependent or independent features. So the USB, CPI, TrustZone, these things. Okay. So the topic I will present today is tailoring TrustZone as SMM equivalent. Actually, putting the TrustZone as SMM together maybe is not fair. This is for different architecture. But we are thinking that as most of you guys are familiar with the SMM things, so we may using the concept of SMM to introduce the TrustZone, all the things detail, and how the SMM service can be used in the TrustZone. So I will use some slides to introduce the TrustZone technology, then explain how the SMM service can be used in the TrustZone. Okay, this is a agenda for today. For introduction, I will explain the background, what's the purpose, what the reason for these features, and using few slides to explain the TrustZone, then explain how SMM service, we are using SMM-like is because TrustZone is not real SMM. You know that. So you can say it's like a UEFI security feature or UEFI firmware feature or UEFI functions in the TrustZone. All those things can be implemented on top of it. Okay, introduction. As we know, the SMM already available for over 20 years ago. Many features, like management features, power management features, system management feature already implemented on top of it. Also the security features, like secure flash or things like ACPI, is highly SMM dependent. And as we know, for the NIST spec, it's introduced for several years. Is a BIOS protection guideline saying that the BIOS must be authenticated, it must be signed and authenticated before firmware update. So SMM is an important feature to implement this. And SMM, there's a SMM you can put the software inside it. It's a protected memory region. So you avoid the malicious software to touch it in the operating system. Okay, so what's for ARM? For ARM, for the discussion we are presenting today, everything is around the ARM VA architecture. For the ARM TrustZone is already introduced before ARM VA. I remember it's V6 or something. ARM guys can have a better comment for this. Okay, so anyway, so for the VA, there's a different ARM TrustZone implementation, including the exception level, all the things. So I will explain it in the following slide for you have basic understanding for that. So for the SMM, we know the SMM service handles the cores in the SMM is a secure region. And the UEFI spec defines SMM interfaces to support that. So we can leverage the interface already defined to support it. TrustZone. For the TrustZone, first I will give you some brief introduction of that, what the TrustZone is for, what the functions it will implement for that. As we know, for the ARM, there's already many consumer devices like a cell phone, like tablet, already using the ARM chip to support that. And there are many security features like a key protection, the security key protection, also the DRM, the digital right management, also the electronic payment, PIN code verification is implemented on top of it. So it's using the T environment. So I will give you also a brief idea of what the T for and how it works. So for the ARM TrustZone is mainly also is a hardware-based security logic. So which means that you can have your software implementation in the secure area, secure memory. And it can also have the secure interrupt, also a secure peripheral implementation. Secure peripheral means the peripheral only available in the TrustZone, in the secure world. So I will further explain what the secure world and the normal world for ARM TrustZone. And the next term I will tell you is the exception level. So you don't have to read all the details, just let you know. For ARM, they have the different exception level from 0 to 3, and they also have secure exception level 0 and 1. So you don't have to read the details, you just only need to know exception level 0 to 3 is in the normal world, is non-secure. And for secure EL0 and 1, EL0 and EL0 to EL2 is normal world, and EL3 and also secure level, exception level 0 and 1 is in the secure world. So I will explain the details in the future slide. So the next things I would like to know is, TrustZone, they also have a secure narrow region. So what is the software? So actually there are already many market proprietary solutions for ARM TrustZone. For ARM recently, they've driven the open source implementation. It's called ARM Trusted Firmware. The source code is available online, so you can search and get it if you're interested for that. And for ARM also released the foundation model emulator, so you can play with it. So for the ARM Trusted Firmware, it mainly provides a framework and provides some features. So mainly these 4 features. So first is EL3 software, as we say, EL3 is exception level 3 is mainly for context switching between normal world and the secure world. And also support a multi-stage Authenticated boot. For ARM world, there are different firmware bootloader, so you can sign and have an intent check before give control to it. And the PSCI stands for Power Management Service. So runtime application can involve Power Management Service during the runtime. And the Trusted OS interface is like a gate between the Trusted Firmware and the T, the open source T, the secure OS implementation. Next thing is OPT. As I just explained in the previous slide, there are Trusted OS interfaces. So you can say the Trusted OS, you can say is also secure OS. So there's a available T solution, open source T solution online. It's also available on GitHub. So what's the T for? For this guy, you may also already touch it. Like the T stands for Trust Execution Environment. It's defined by Global Platform Organization. So it defines API, also a function. So in the runtime, you can invoke a security application during the runtime. So here, just give you an introduction as to what the implementation is available for ARM TrustZone. Okay. This slide, we can see there's a normal world and a secure world here. Normal world means, as I explained earlier, it's exception level 0 to 2. These things operate in this world. And for secure world, it's ARM Trusted Firmware, also OPT, all things can run in the secure world. So this slide, I just intend to let you know when system first get power on, it will give control to secure world initialization. That is Trusted Firmware. So for the Trusted Firmware, it will initialize the secure world, all these things, so the service and the kernel over there. If you support OPT, the OPT will be here as well. Then the system will give control to normal world bootloader. That's the UEFI. So actually there are many other firmware architecture can be in this stage. So for UEFI, once we get initialization, we'll give control to OS bootloader, then give control to runtime. So that's the typical sequence. Here, let's recap the exception level. So the concept of exception level, we just say there are exception level to 3, also the security level. For exception level 0 to 3, you can say it's something similar to what we have for x86 architecture, like potentially more Win 0 to Win 3. There are different privileges, so you can have that to determine if it's a secure critical, you can put it in the most privileged space. Here is a typical system block diagram. So we just explained as a different exception level, and there are normal one, the secure one is a typical implementation of that. So like a trusted firmware is residing in EL3, it manages the switch between the normal world and the secure world. You're also in charge of the dispatching of that trusted OS if you have it. Okay, normal world and the secure world communication. How to switch that? For the SAC guy, if you know something about SMM, you know that if we need to switch to SMM mode, you need to have SMI trigger, maybe hardware SMI or software SMI. So how about for ARM? ARM also have the same thing. They have the software-based, also a hardware-based trigger. For the software-based, it's called SMC, the Secure Monitor Core. So it's an instruction. When processor get execute this instruction, you will switch to the EL3 software, and EL3 software will do a switching to a secure and dispatch to your handler. Okay, so that's all the slide. I do it quickly just for you to have a basic understanding of what's the ARM TrustZone, what are the things. So ARM TrustZone have the exception level, they have the normal world, secure world, they have the OT, trusted firmware, all things. Okay, here we give here the last slide of the ARM TrustZone introduction. Just give you a brief idea that what service can be implemented on top of TrustZone. Okay, as we know that UEFI NVRAM service is a runtime service for get and set variables. So for variable is a number in the monotone space. Normally it's in the SPI flash part. So if it is a runtime service, means it's in somewhere in the runtime memory. Runtime memory is unsecure, so any malicious software can touch it. So if the way to program your SPI flash part can be accessed by the malicious software, so your system may be compromised. So let's say simple implementation that you can move the NVRAM service to ARM TrustZone to secure the function to program the SPI flash part. So that's it. Is it okay? I'm a quick speaker. But I will go to the next session is how the SMM-like service can be in the TrustZone. So you can say it's like also UEFI security feature or UEFI firmware security features can be in the TrustZone. So here is as a main topic is SMM. So in the following section, I will use the SMM to explain it. Okay, the first table, this configuration matrix is summary what we already explained in the previous slide. So for you, if you are familiar with the SMM or the things, for SMM we know the secure memory region is called SMM. But for ARM TrustZone, it's called secure memory region. Secure memory region can be one or multiple blocks. It's SOC implementation dependent. And for SMM, the secure mode is called system management mode is SMM. And for ARM TrustZone, the secure order to access the secure memory region can be EL3, secure EL1, or secure EL0. And for SMM, to enter in the SMM mode can be SMI, hardware or software SMI. And for ARM TrustZone, it can be software-based SMM Core, or you can generate a secure interrupt to enter in the secure mode. SMM. And x86, as we know, normally the UEFI firmware will first get control, and UEFI SMM drivers will initialize the SMM, will open the SMM space, and inject SMM Core and SMM handlers into the SMM during the UEFI initialization. So what for ARM? In the previous slide, I just explained ARM trusted firmware will first get control. It will protect the secure memory region. So for UEFI, the memory region is invisible by UEFI. So the only way that we need to add a provision interface in ARM TrustZone. So during the UEFI SMM driver initialization, you can use this provision interface to inject your service, include SMM Core, SMM IPO, also SMM handlers. So what may be impact? So for UEFI, they already SMM Core driver, IPO driver, so some SMM protocol must be exposed by certain driver to open SMM or things. The things I want to mention that for the function to open SMM, so you can say open a secure memory region. Actually, it will not work well in the EFI. So it's just like a pseudo function. For the x86 SMM, once you lock the SMM, you're also unable to open SRAM. So for this driver in the protocol, you need to have the TrustZone approaches. Here is a typical implementation that how the SMM service, SMM Core can be in the TrustZone. Trusted Firmware still play an important role in the EL3 level to manage the switching between secure world and the normal world. And for SMM functions, for UEFI, like RAS feature, power manager feature, BNS feature, a lot of features, maybe your OEM features can be inside this level. So to support this implementation, there are many requirements. Your SMI service should be registered through a SMI handle register function exposed in SMST table. As we know, there are some OEM feature they may use in their own maybe SMI to inject service or something. So we just encourage you to come through these generic features, functions to expose your SMI handle. I will explain the reason in the next slide. And then the things I want to remind you that doing the UEFI, the memory region already protected, so you cannot touch it. You cannot expect it can be open like SMM. So once we have the SMM Core in the service in the TrustZone, how can we invoke it? So UEFI define already have it. It's a UEFI communication protocol. So if your handle raises through the generic function, you can invoke the SMI handle in the UEFI phase using this protocol to invoke SMM service. So for the protocol you register through the SMI handle register protocol, you need to have a GUID, and you can pass in a panel or things to give control to it. So how about the operating system? Okay, as we know in x86, normally to generate the SMI, we can write a certain IO port address or using a hardware SMI or something. But to support a different architecture, recently UEFI spec 2.6 introduced update. So there's a ACPI table, it's called UEFI communication table. It defines a new entry. So you can invoke SMI through MMIO or something. So the entry is defined as a ACPI generic address structure. So you can use it a lot of possible ways. So depending on your SOC implementation, you can utilize to invoke SMM service in the TrustZone. This picture depicts how to invoke SMM service during the runtime. So an application can explore the UEFI commission ACPI table to know how to generate SMC code. So once you knows how to generate SMC code, you can generate SMC code to give control to untrusted firmware and dispatch to your SMI handle. You can say the secure firmware functions in the TrustZone. That's it. So it's very quick. Hopefully you just keep it right. So anyway, so I just done the introduction of the TrustZone and how SMI service can be in a TrustZone. So actually there are still some discussion in the PIWG and ABST teams. So as the spec is not really finalized yet, so probably I cannot expose all the details to you, but if you're interested or you want to contribute your idea, you'll contribute to this implementation, so welcome to join the discussion in the PIWG and the ABST team. Here are some reference specs. we referenced during the presentation. So if you're interested, you can take a look at it. Question?
Any questions? Okay.
Thank you
Very much.